Hello everyone, this is Shivam Hazurkar. Welcome to the first episode of Stories of Common Engineering Students. Today I am with Ojas Netke, one of my dearest friends. I've known him for last 10-11 years. He's one of the smartest and talented people I know, may it be academics, art, music, or knowledge about movies and stuff. He's also a great cricket fan too. And with all that, he's equipped with a whole lot of ego. We have been with each other in almost everything, and today we are going to go through all that stuff. This is more of going to be a trip down the memory lane.
Thank you, Shivam, first of all, for calling me on this podcast. And I'm glad that the only criteria for being the part of this podcast was having done engineering. So, yeah, I have cleared that criteria and made it to this podcast. So, thank you. And yeah, we have been friends since a long time, and we know everything about each other's life, why we decided. But yeah, let's talk about it.
So, Ojas, let's begin. With you, I want to start this journey from a bit earlier age, from school itself. Like in 10th standard, you and me, from our whole class, or I would say group, we were the only two people who had decided that we wanted surely engineering after 11th and 12th standard. So, how had you decided that, and what were your goals?
So, about deciding to do engineering, we used to talk about it in our 10th standard. We are going to prepare for JEE, etc. But the only motivation for me was when I saw my brother. He was in Bits, Goa, Bits Pilani, Goa, and once I went there, I saw the campus, and oh man, I that just blew my mind. And I said, yeah, I want to do this, something like this, so that I get to become a part of such campus and such a diverse culture where people from different parts of the country come to the same place and they study together, and you get to know everything and lot of things in life. And that was the motivation. Also, they had a cultural group where they used to perform mime performances, and that also uh, got my attention. And all these things led me to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do engineering. Unlike you, where you were very clear in your thoughts, I like mathematics, I like science, and I want to do computer engineering. I'm that kind of student. I was not like that. I was just, I want to go into a good big campus,
Big
meet
college.
people,
Yeah.
and become part of some cultural group and do things, I don't know, apart from studying.
Yeah, that's great to hear that how you chose engineering. And now let's talk about the race to engineering, the journey to get an admission into an engineering college, the JEE, the race about uh, every engineering student has to go prior to get into an engineering college. How was it?
Um, what do I say? It was the same for how it is for everyone. We start with a big dream, getting into IIT, and
IITs, NITs, and
IIT. Yeah,
BEDs.
no. First aim is always IIT.
Okay. Yeah.
Then in the 6 months you realize, oh, maybe not. Then you get to NITs. Then later on it just starts getting lower down the order. By the time you appear the exam,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
भाई कोई तो कॉलेज मिल जाए चल
you
जाएगा.
know. And that was the same for me. But yeah, I studied well. I would say that I studied well. The marks don't reflect, but I remember our calls when we used to call each other and solve physics together.
Yeah, we used to video call like whole nights. We used to sit from like late night 11 to morning 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and we used to solve each other doubts and all those things.
And this was before video calls was a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty proud of it. What we did, that was more of fun, and yeah, that journey was quite a fun ride. It was ultimately there was. I would like to take one lesson from it is that at that time, why everyone was studying because they knew what the goal is, and when you know what a goal is, the journey becomes easier, the path becomes easier. So that period of 2 years taught me that if the goal is clear, you will know what to do and how
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
So that was the lesson I took from those 2 years.
Also the thing is like if I majorly see like the bigger picture, I have never like used the concepts that we learned in those 11 12, the chemistry, physical, organic, mathematics or physics. It is not widely used in every engineering aspect, but yeah, it is definitely useful, but not everyday decisions are dependent upon it. But still, those 11, 12, those 2 years taught us how to work hard and time, how to spend like days, hours working for the goal you want to achieve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, after those 2 years, I don't remember till now I've studied like that. After
Yes,
that,
definitely.
because
Never in
that's
engineering.
what they tell you, your teachers, your parents, that oh, these 2 years if you study well, then life is going to
Life is
become
set.
easier.
Life is set,
Life
bro.
is set. Then you come to engineering, and then you like these 4 years if you study well, then life is set. But I guess now we have realized that life is
Life
not.
is never set.
Life is what. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to quote anything.
Okay. So also talking about this pattern of teaching and making students prepared for the JEE exam. I know you have a story of your sir teaching you some trigono concepts. I want you to share it to the whole world. Please, oh, just go ahead.
Okay, so the the academy had my where I used to go. They had teachers from Hyderabad, from some institute which I won't name. They hired the guys from Hyderabad to come here and teach students, and they had a different pattern. Like what the pattern is in the northern side of India is very different from what is in the southern side of India. Southern side it is like study, eat, repeat, sleep, study. That's the pattern they follow, and my institute was the same. But the good thing was I was not in the hostel, because those friends which I had who stayed in the hostel, they were only study, sleep, eat, repeat. I at least I used to come home and relax a bit. But the incident which I had recently joined the academy, and the sir, the person who was teaching, he was called XYZ, I will say.
Yeah, let's not take names.
Let's not take
This
names,
is
yeah.
a very funny story, and yeah,
So,
just go ahead.
and
Stop beating around the bush. Come to the point.
I'll come to my mother tongue to tell this story. It will be easier. And also his mother tongue, the
Yeah.
XYZ sirs, and he had a funny Hyderabadi accent. Sir, आपको हम बताते सर कि क्या करना है. And he started asking a pretty simple question, and he was a kind of person who gets angry step by step. Like
Okay.
if the first time he asked the question to the guy sitting on the 10th row, he was like, "Sir, what is sine 2x?" He didn't answer. "Sir, side में sir, आपको बताओ." "Sir, आप," and the anger just got increased. And by the time he came to my bench, there was a friend sitting at my beside me. We were sitting on the first bench.
Yeah, you were a first bencher kind of guy.
Yeah, I was new, so I used to sit on the first bench. So there was a guy sitting beside me, and he was a pretty smart kid. And I told him, "Hey, this is the answer," because I know. I used to study at the start, which was the beginning phase. So I told him sine 2x is this. And I don't know. I told him the answer, that this is the answer, and our sir asked him, "Sir, आप बताओ sir, what is sine 2x?" And he gave a completely different answer. He thought I was a fool, and he's a newcomer. He might not be knowing. He might be telling the wrong answer, and he gave a wrong answer. Then the sir came to me, and I was confident. Yeah, come on, bring it on. Yes, sir, sine 2x. I told the answer. 2 sin x cos x. I still remember it because that incident was pretty deep inside my mind. And I told the answer, and I got a tight slap. You can't even imagine. If you have seen a movie.
By the way, to the non-engineering students, sin 2x is 2 sin x cos x. Ojas had given the correct answer, but still he got a very tight slap from that sir.
And how tight it was, I will tell you. He was a huge sir. I mean, if you have seen Big Show, you can imagine. And he was a villain from a South Indian movie, basically. And after he gave me that slap, he said, "Aisa sabko marna." And there was a friend sitting beside me, Darshan. I was asking him, hey, did I give the right answer? He was just laughing and silently laughing and saying, yeah, you gave the right answer, bro. And I got out of the bench, and the kid sitting beside me, I just flipped my hand to his cheek, just a small slap. And the sir, he came on to me, he said, वापस मार के दिखाओ क्या तुमको? And after that, if I have slapped anyone in my life, that was the guy sitting beside me. He got the tightest of slap from me. And then I slapped 20 students from the classroom.
But at the end of the day, no one remembered the slaps given by Ojas. Everyone gossiped and everyone knew about the slap that he got even after giving the right answer. I hope this doesn't happen with anyone else ever in life.
Yeah, please stay safe. Don't give correct answers.
So this is kind of a teaching that happens in 11, 12 standard and most of the JEE classes, those are around the country. But it is the kind of process which teaches you a lot of things, teaches you how to do the hard work, teaches you how to be and how to achieve your goals. So let's come around to the engineering and what were your expectations before getting into the college and what you actually got on your plate?
The expectations, as I said, was the basic motivation for me to do engineering. Having a huge campus, people coming from different parts of the country, and being part of some cultural group, and the kind of marks I had scored in the entrance exams. I didn't get all of this. I just got a college which had a small campus and people coming from local places, not different parts of the country, but yeah, different parts of Maharashtra and also coming from a few other states. But all in all, I will say the third thing was being part of a cultural group, and fortunately, I got to be a part of a cultural group at our college, and I enjoyed that part of my engineering.
Yeah. So coming around to the cultural part, Ojas is one of the best actors that I have seen, and I have heard that he had done a very great like cultural committees and very great plays in and around. So Ojas, I have heard like a small story about this audition thing for your first The Circle audition. So elaborate on that.
Yeah, so it was not audition, it was like uh, the first show that the committee or the cultural group does internally in the college, taking the first year students. And it was, I just went there and there were no auditions. They used to perform a skit, a small skit, and we had made a small skit. Our seniors had wrote the script and everything. It was just a funny skit that was going to be performed in front of all the people from college. And that becomes more interesting when I say all the people from our college, because I was living in the college hostel in the first year, and my roommate was a friend from 11th 12th, and all other friends who were in the hostel, he had gathered all of them and told them that we are going to do a huge cheering for Ojas because Ojas is going to perform. I don't know, maybe he had not seen anyone performing on stage who he knew. And I'll not lie, he went to some park in Shivaji Nagar and he got the bhopu which you hear in IPL matches. He got that. He got a big play postcard, and he cut it down in 4 pieces. He wrote OJAS on it.
Oh,
So the
that's amazing.
preparation was ready, and his name is Omkar Zadav. He is my friend from like 11, 12. And he did all that. He gathered everyone. They sat there waiting for the act to start, and we were setting up the stage. I went to keep the chairs on stage, and they were like, "Ah, Ojas, Ojas, Ojas." I literally got scared, man. What the hell? What is going to happen when I go to the stage for the actual skit? And then I came for my part of the skit, and they were continuously cheering, "Oh, just," and they were holding the OJAS in their hand. And that was a really great experience and funny experience. And but that led me to, that was a good thing which happened, because that got out all the stage fear that I had from that onwards. Like whatever the crowd is doing, you don't have to listen to them, you have to just perform. That was the learning I got from there. But yeah, the seniors which were there, they were all wondering, hey, who is Ojas? Why is he getting all of this cheering and all? He's just a first year kid.
That's nice. That you had great set of friends around with you to support you and all those things. So you had a major part of your engineering, like first, second year, and maybe also third year, first semester, and you have spent in this circle, the cultural committee. So overall, what were your takeaways from it, and why students who take engineering should participate in this kind of things?
I mean, it is not like you should. You should only if you want to.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
that's what-
I know
someone who has inclination for acting or like cultural activities, why they should definitely take it in.
Yes. There are many takeaways from being part of such a cultural group. First thing is that you learn how to work in a group, and how to work with people that you not necessarily agree with on all the things. Other than that, it's a different skill set. Like acting, I had never done anything like that before professionally on stage. That was the thing I learned. Also, another learning which I would like to tell is, which I would say I did a mistake, and from that I got to learn, is how much time do you spend in such cultural groups? Because ultimately your goal in engineering is to study, and that gets neglected a bit if you spend a lot of time there, which I did. I used to spend a lot of time, and I used to ignore studies, but you have, like, how to balance between studies and other things is what you get to learn. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Great deal of learnings for the people who would want to go and cultural fest and all those things and take part in college organizing committees throughout engineering. Also, being so theatrical person and such, uh, I would like to know, like, which are your biggest movies, motivational movies, or movies that like changed your mind completely? Would you name like 3 to 5 movies such?
I watch a lot of movies, a lot of movies. So the list would be big.
Yeah, I know that. Like any movie releases there, or just I get a call from just like let's go for this movie. Like the first day, first episode, or max to max till that weekend, and then we have definitely watched it.
So it would be difficult to list down the movies, but few of the movies I'll like to tell. Uh, Bhag Milkha Bhag is the one. It's obvious on the list. Dil Chahta Hai is one of my favorite. Laksh is also a great movie. Other than that, Forrest Gump, Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I mean, the list is too big. I'll WhatsApp you later.
Great.
So there's one also another thing in engineering. A lot of organizations and social cause organizations do a lot of things like there's one thing, blood donation camps.
No, don't go there, Shiva. Don't go there, please.
A lot of organizations do blood donation camps. Like it's every 3 4 months there's one blood donation camp with some cause relating to something, and there are very enthused students who go and donate their blood. But with your experience, I want to know what one should not do in a blood donation camp.
Oh, you went there. Uh, what I would honestly suggest, it may sound brutal, it may sound harsh, but don't do blood donation, is what I will say. And I have a specific, very good reason for that. But man,
I'll elaborate on that.
you shouldn't have brought up this.
This was a must topic, bro. Like, this is one of the learnings that everyone should have. I'll elaborate on that. So, what happened was, this is, I wasn't present there physically, but I have heard these stories from n number of people, and I'm telling you this from all those things that I have listened. So, what happens is, when you go to these blood donation camps, when you register for them, the process they follow is you go to blood donation camp, register, like you write down your name, and they check some basic details, weight, and if you're fit enough to give the blood, donate the blood. And then they make you set for some time, then they collect your blood, and after that also they try to keep you make you stay there for like 10 15 minutes, so that your body can recover from the blood donated, and again gain the energy required to sustain. So they give you also this boost drink or something like that to build up your energy. But my friend Ojas, he just went there. He was very enthusiastic. He was very joyful, bouncy kind of attitude. And he went there, ha, kya hota hai? He went there, he donated the blood, and he sat there for like 5 minutes, and he came running down the stairs below the building. And as soon as he reached down, he just like because of this dizziness, or he just couldn't had that energy, he just fell on his face directly on the ground. Like, it was really, and there are those typical friends who started laughing, some came for help, but as he woke up, it was found that he had broken his two front teeth, and it was a very horrible accident for him. He was taken to the hospital directly. He got conscious, but he had lost his consciousness at that moment. Someone had collected the two teeth and kept them in a tissue paper. So later on, he went to the dentist, and then the dentist also properly fed the teeth properly. But still, it was a very horrible accident for him. He couldn't eat anything after for weeks, weeks or months, I guess. And he had shrinked a lot. His weight reduced, and like he was in a very horrible shape after that, because he was completely on a liquid diet for those weeks and months.
So I guess now you know why I was being so harsh on the blood donation topic. It's your call, at least. I mean, again, it may sound harsh, but I won't do blood donation again in my life.
But it's not like take proper precautions,
Yeah,
take
I'm
safety
just, I'm
measures,
just,
and
I'm,
then do blood donation if you have to.
yeah, I'm just kidding. Like, do proper medication. Your weight should be accurate enough. You should take proper rest and food after you do it. Yeah.
So my next question is around. Let's go to like we are the batch of lockdown, the COVID-19, the coronavirus. Roughly around our sixth semester, the COVID started March 2020, and the whole thing just came down. So what did you have been through in this lockdown, or how was your experience in this whole thing?
Mm, the first thing was happiness of a long holiday.
Never ending holiday.
Because as I said, I was ignoring studies because of the cultural group, and there was one incident where I went to a lab, which was a difficult subject called microprocessor. Oh, sorry, operating system. I think yes, operating system. And my teacher called me, the lab teacher. He called me after the lab and he said, "Are you done with your the competition of your cultural group?" I said, "Yeah, yeah." I was happy, like he's asking about competition and everything. Yeah, I said, "Yeah, it went well." Oh, yeah, great. I think now you should focus on your studies because if you don't, you might fail. I was like, oh shit, it's serious.
Warning.
And unfortunately, that exam never happened because of lockdown, and they passed everyone.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like for our semester, our sixth semester, all the subjects were kind of tough, but somehow because of like didn't knew that this would last so long, so colleges never took a stand on taking exams, and everyone just got cleared with those subjects, and then we moved on just to the next seventh semester and then eighth semester.
Yes, and the initial days were good. We it was a different life, but later on it just gets stagnant, and you get bored at home, not able to meet your friends who used to meet you every day. Like some of your friends from your class, you meet them every day. You spend the whole time with them. People from your hostel, people that you live with, you are seeing them every day, and suddenly all that stops. So it was tough in that phase, but I think all in all, after a lockdown, in the lockdown, there are a lot of things that I changed. I started reading books. I started uh, going for cycling. I I studied a little bit for the placements because placements activities were starting. And yes, I guess how you use the time that you have is what I got to learn.
Yeah, I know. So many of us had wasted initial days of lockdown watching movies and all those things. I have few friends who watch like 100 movies in 1 month or so, but there should have been like it should have been an opportunity where you took it for your own personal growth. The way you did, you started reading books. You put yourself the habit of going for cycling and all those things. So there are not great opportunities that you get like these where you can build and inculcate good habits inside you and use them for your own good in your career and in your life.
Correct. And also, I would like to tell one incident. I was like, there were placement activities going on, and I was not getting shortlisted and everything. So, one of my brother's friend, he's senior, so I had called him like to tell him what is going on, how to do it, and the one line he told me in that period was, "You know what? Everyone is going through this. You're not the only one. The whole world is going through a global pandemic. So it is okay if you're not doing well in your studies or not having anything to do. It is okay. Just start now, and it's not too late to start anything." So that gave me a bit motivation to start all those things.
Okay. So, talking also about the placements and all those stuff, yeah, it is a big deal for students, specifically we, the computer science students. We have a whole lot of opportunities compared to the other branches like mechanical or civil. But still, yeah, there's a whole big competition in every college for getting those good packages and all those stuff, good companies. Yeah, but what were your preparations for it?
I guess there were not a lot of preparation. What everyone does, and I think it is just the timing and a little bit of luck that gets you into a good placement. But yeah, you have to study well. I didn't study that well, but yeah, the patience is the key, I will say, in placement activities, especially for computer students,
Okay.
because there are a lot of opportunities, as you said.
Yeah, yeah. So, or just coming to some final questions about this whole engineering. Uh, would you be able to give me your biggest mistake in engineering, and what advice would you give on that note?
I think I mentioned this earlier also, that not able to find the perfect balance between studies and cultural group. And second thing, I'll also tell, in the lockdown, like just sitting on the bed the whole day. I think these were the two things, because in the first thing was more because when you are part of some cultural groups, you tend to spend a whole lot of time there. And when my friends, other friends were doing maybe some courses or getting studying well or doing other things, hanging out, the social life that you get, this was a social life, the cultural group. But I guess that's the mistake I did, like didn't keep boundaries of where to stop giving time to the cultural group and having my own personal life.
Okay. So, but at the end of it, Ojas got a really good placement. And where do you see yourself like sitting right now in your company or in your career? How do you see those last 4 years, like in general, like a one line thing?
I think, as the title or the intro of your podcast says, the journey, and everyone has a different journey. And what I will tell is, my journey was theatrical,
Okay.
is how I would like to quote.
Nice, nice. It was really great talking to you, just and hopefully a lot of people will learn from all those things and will try not to repeat those mistakes again and again. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for
Thank,
listening to the whole podcast.
thank you for having me, Shivam. It was great revising all those 4 years and beyond.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Keep listening to stories of common engineering students.